Hello again, it's still me, DiceyHYC, everyone's favorite green Buge. Today, I'm going to be showing some John Doe gameplay and commentating over it to explain my thought process. Remember to like and subscribe and such, and make sure to check out my Twitch in the description, as I stream there frequently and is where most of this footage comes from. I hope you like me explaining footprint spots! Pirate Bay can't be completely shut down with footprints, so putting them in spots that allow you to combo with spikes will be the best play. This one at the central building cuts off a big loop and helps prevent loop chaining. It also allows you to trap survivors entering the building. This one forces survivors taking this path to go the long way, either losing them distance and stamina, forcing a chase reset, or giving an opportunity to spike. This footprint next to the boat serves a similar purpose, forcing survivors to go the long way, and also provides opportunities to dead zone like this. I go after Noob because I can zone them and they're isolated. Unfortunately, Charge is a free chase extension, they get a pizza, and there's a sentry, so they're able to get away. I could have kept chasing here, but I thought someone went into the building, so I check with an aura reveal. This was a good spot to spike, but I aimed poorly and walled myself off. I try to salvage this with footprints, but I don't place them in good spots, so it's a waste. I was annoyed I'd have to replace all my footprints, but the ever-charitable Noob decides it's a good idea to clear them right in front of me, so I get my trash footprints removed, and a free kill. This was a good slash, though Shed could have saved it because of the sentry. I aura reveal to see if anyone is in a good spot to chase, and see that Builderman is in a spot I can dead zone. I tried to zone Elliot, but Guest charges me out of a slash, so I swap to Shed. This would have been a good spike if I had used it to zone rather than for damage. The Rebel Guest steps in my footprint, so after some block baits, I'm able to pick up another kill. I spike here to cancel chicken. I should have assumed Shed would try to stun, seeing as he's zoned. I'm running low on time, so as much as I'd like to chase Elliot, it's better to go for Guest, as I can zone him. This was a panic spike. I'm not in a good spot to zone, but I can cut off Guest from the pizza. I try to zone Elliot at the central building, but he runs, so I decide to go for damage instead. I missed my snipe, so I have to choose between going for Shed, who can stun me and has more health, or Elliot, who dies in 2 hits but presumably has Rush Hour. I won't be able to catch up, so I Spike Snipe to start LMS. I should have gone this way to zone. I'm careful about Shed's slash after zoning him, but he waits until I M1 to get an almost guaranteed stun. If a survivor is in this portion of the map, you can spike to force a bad check spot and guarantee some damage. Because of the poor check spot and my superior pathing, I'm able to secure the kill. Planet Voss is undoubtedly John's worst map. There's only 2 decent footprint spots, and the surplus of small loops allows for easy loop chaining without much space to zone. Usually I start by setting up all my footprints, but on Voss it's only worth it to set them up if you're already nearby. This one at Killer Spawn makes it risky to enter, as it's quite easy to zone with spikes with this setup, but this is already a risky spot to go to due to the killer doors, so survivors tend to avoid it anyway. This is the one singular map in the game where it's not a bad idea to footprint gens, so I could have footprinted this middle gen. But once again, footprints on Voss don't provide much value, so it's not a bad idea to skip them to start chase earlier. Target priority will be important, so I want to start with supports, specifically the Elliots. I will need to be careful though, as if I'm not taking good chase opportunities when they arise, I could get loop chained for the whole round. I get a good chase start on Taff, but see Elliot on a gen where I can kinda zone him. It would have been better to spike like this. Elliot is long gone thanks to Rush Hour and a punch, so when 2-time whiffs a staff, I swap to them seeing as they're vulnerable. I could have M1'd if I waited a bit longer. Also, I zero, so this chase is lost. This is why we don't spike snipe willy-nilly. I get some chip on Retro Elliot, but create a giant loop for survivors to take advantage of. Two-time whiffs again, but I'm low on stamina from the big-ass spike loop, so I can't finish them off, so I opt to zone instead. This was a bad zone, as there's still a number of small loops they can use, but at least it cuts them off from their team. Thankfully, the small loops on this map make for good chase starts, so I'm able to secure a kill. I would have preferred to have taken out a support first, but sometimes you need to take what you can get. I'm not sure why I chased Guest when the Milestone 4 Elliot is closer and spent some stamina already. Guest knows how to play around John on this map and avoids going into a potential zone, which could get him killed, instead taking hits for distance as he can be healed easily by Elliot. Guest is gonna have to take a hit here, so I know he will want to block, so I feint. He charges before the M1 lands, so he doesn't take any damage, gets the whole pizza, and gets hit speed. Very balanced survivor. I mess up my zone, so I swap to Dusakar. I aura reveal before spiking to ensure I get the zone, but then I'd hit the guest for some reason. At least I still have an opportunity to zone Dusakar. Even if I didn't get speed from the spikes, he'd need a chase extension to survive. This is the other alright footprint spot on this map, as it cuts off the best loop, but spikes can also zone here, so it really only saves you a use of corrupt energy. Still worth it on a map as bad as this one, though. I push Elliot back as far as I can to get the best available chase start, but I can still only land one hit due to rush hour and a charge. Guest wastes his block trying to protect a trip mine that I can bait easily. Bro's just going for clips at this point. I get a nice zone, and Elliot wastes a bunch of stamina juking swings that aren't coming, so I'm able to take him out. I should have immediately swapped to Elliot after he stepped in the footprint, but I waste a bit of time punishing the guest. I could have zoned this if I aimed better.
Did you see it?
Elliot is forced to burn Rush Hour and doesn't have enough health to eat another M1 for distance, so after I check spot, he should be dead. I take a break to set up footprints before starting another chase, and place an extra at killer spawn to make it into a dead zone. A smart survivor won't go into the zone though, so it's more so just limiting their options of where they can run to, which they have a lot of. Going up this wall against John Doe is a really bad idea, as I can completely shut it down with spikes. Guest could have escaped the zone if he was faster. Even though he's full boxed and doesn't get a stun, it still takes me most of the duration of spikes to take him out due to the sheer amount of free survivability Guest has. Incredible 404 error, very useful. I am once again forcing the survivor into a close chase start and predicting their pathing to find any spots to regen stamina without taking pressure off them. I think this match was a very good example of why Voss is such a bad map for John Doe. Footprints have significantly less pressure than on any other map, and even without significant chase extensions, hit speed buys a ton of time due to the surplus of opportunities to loop chain. I also think it shows off how annoying Guest 1337 can be in the right hands, but that's a topic for another video. Fellow John Doe mains will know the joy I feel when my killer round is on Tempest. The best loop is easily shut off by a single footprint, and footprinting mid makes the entire map very zonable with spikes. This one footprint single-handedly shuts off an entire third of the map. I don't even need to elaborate. Footprinting mid means that there's nowhere survivors can try and chase reset without risking a zone. It would have been better to place this first footprint here though, as it shuts off this wall as well. Dusakar is close and runs into a zone, so I spike, making sure to close off any ways he could escape or loop.
Okay, that was a good stab. I should have peeked around the corner.
I'm already getting value out of my footprints by messing up this 2x pathing. They can't stab, so if I time my M1s well, I should get the kill here. Dusakar happens to be in the third of the map, shut off by my first footprint, but Jane steps into a footprint nearby, so she's a better target. I get hit with the other Jane's Crystal Pitch, so I immediately start playing careful to avoid getting stunned. Because of my footprint, I can zone Jane if she keeps running this way, and if she doubles back, I can get damage, speed, and stamina advantage. This time I placed the footprint correctly! This was an obvious block. I should have baited. Dusakar runs out of my initial zone, but is still zoned. God, I love this map. He's now forced to take a terrible check spot. This wasn't a bad zone, but I should have moved here and zoned like this. I like to fake out the direction I'm starting chase from because sometimes survivors will run into me. This does cost a little bit of stamina though. If I was listening to the audio cue, I could have parried with spikes. This zone still leaves a loop, so it would have been better to spike the same way, but from here. I missed the spike snipe, but I still zone. I wonder how many times I'm gonna say that word this round. I spike this properly this time. Guess his trapped, so I want to feint when I think he's gonna block, but this fuck-ass survivor gets off scot-free thanks to charge. Thank God they got rid of that interaction in the Azure update. Now, we're in the exact same scenario, but Guest has no chase extensions except Punch, but it's easier to play around, so this is a kill. This isn't a dead zone, but it allows me to gain enough distance to secure the kill. I probably should have set up my third footprint before LMS, though. I could have used spikes to parry, but I'm far away enough that I decide to sidestep. I go for a greedy spike snipe and miss, losing me a ton of distance, and also putting me down stamina without my zoning tool. Bad play. I should have been more careful about Hatchet. I could have won the game here if I played around it.
Tempest good map. Zone good. Hooray!
Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed. Consider liking, subscribing, and checking out my Twitch linked below. The next video will be on Azure. I can't say when it'll come out because I work slowly, but it'll be in a similar style to this video, being gameplay with explanations of my plays. Have a good day, homos, and remember, Bazingus. Remember to like and subscribe and such, and make sure to check out my Twitch in the description, as my fucking squeaky-ass chair. Guest wastes his block trying to protect Guest could have escaped the zone if he was faster. Even though he's full boxed and doesn't get a stun, it still takes me most of the duration of spikes to take him out, as... Usakar happens... I said that way too fucking early. I like to fake out the direction I'm starting chase from, because sometimes survivals